In a small apartment, a man brutally beat a young child. No matter how loudly the boy screamed and cried, the man never stopped. Each kick that landed forced the child's head back down whenever he tried to lift it. Yet the mother sat completely still, watching television as if nothing at all was happening. Years passed. That child, now named Talka, had grown up and was on a school field trip. A thug named Shira was harassing the class president, Ayaka. Everyone who saw it dared not intervene. Some even watched with amusement. Shira only wanted Ayaka's phone number, so no one cared enough to stop him. Only one person, despite being terrified, stood up to end the outrageous behavior. Just as Shira was about to deal with this quiet bookworm, Talka, the class's strongest student, Takuto, also spoke. He didn't care about the class president at all. Shira was simply too loud and disturbing his focus. Right then, as everyone settled back into their seats, a mysterious voice echoed, followed by a flash of light. All the students were instantly teleported to a dark sanctuary. High above stood a goddess named Vicious. She declared them heroes summoned from another world to the continent of Alien, brought here to destroy the Demon Lord, the ultimate evil. She explained that whenever a Demon Lord appeared, she summoned warriors to defeat it. The students were confused. Only Takuto's group stayed calm and asked what would happen if they refused. Vicious replied that refusal meant no way home. The reverse summoning needed Evil King essence, obtainable only from the Demon Lord's heart or by collecting it with a special crystal ring after the Demon Lord's defeat. Ayaka asked how ordinary people could possibly defeat such a being. Instead of answering, Vicious presented a chained prisoner. A monster tore him apart instantly. Then Vicious killed the monster with one fireball. Each student touched a crystal orb. The orb showed their potential through color and brightness. Takuto's power shattered the orb, confirming S rank, the highest. Ayaka and Hijiri also received S rank. 3 S-class heroes in one summoning was truly unprecedented. Yasu's orb turned pitch black, marking him as a shadow hero, said to be the strongest of all. When Talka touched it, the orb gave only a faint purple glow. Vicious ignored the result and moved on. Later, everyone checked their status windows. Talka was E-class warrior with very low stats and 2 status ailment skills, sleep paralysis and poison. Vicious called Talka forward. She said E-class was trash, always an obstacle to stronger heroes, so they were eliminated nowadays. Killing him here might shock the others, so she gave low ranks a chance. Teleport to the ruined wasteland. Survive and return to the surface, and she would leave him alone. She added that status ailment skills were nearly worthless on Alien, low hit rate, weak effect, short duration. Summoned against his will and now discarded, Talka could not accept it. No one above cared. With their new powers, an E-class was nothing to them. Only Ayaka tried to defend him, but alone she could do nothing. Furious, Talka cast paralysis on Vicious, blocked by her goddess protection magic that made her immune to all status effects. With no choice, he accepted his fate. Before leaving, he cursed the goddess, swearing he would survive and return to make her pay. He was teleported to the pitch-black ruins. The status window didn't work here. He had only the bag from Vicious, whose gem gave light. Monsters attacked from the darkness. Talka ran until exhausted, tripped, and faced a hideous creature. In desperation, he instinctively cast paralysis. The monster froze. He ran again, meeting a bird monster. Another paralysis worked perfectly. He began to suspect it wasn't just luck. Out of MP, he used his last point to poison the bird. It suffered, but didn't die quickly because of the level difference. The earlier Minotaur caught up. Remembering every humiliation from childhood until now, Talka decided to stop running. Paralysis couldn't be used twice in a row on the same target, so he cast Sleep. The monster collapsed snoring. Talka poisoned it to death. Dozens of bird monsters swarmed. Exhausted, he spammed paralysis until he collapsed surrounded. The poisoned bird finally died. Level up. MP and stats restored. Skills leveled. Now he could paralyze multiple targets at once. His paralysis had 100% success rate here. Poison became deadlier. Monsters turned into pure experience. His level reached 258, stats multiplied, especially MP. Monsters began fleeing from him. Deeper inside, he found skeletons of those who died here and collected useful items. Starving and thirsty, the bag's gem turned purple. Channeling MP brought out beef jerky and cola. He ate eagerly. He continued upward, slaughtering more monsters. Seeing the blood he had caused, he remembered the warmth he felt after escaping his abusive home, the kindness that made him gentle and understanding. Now killing left him feeling nothing. He terrified himself, but a new Talca was born. He opened a strange gate. Inside were 2 dead warriors and a bag of gems. Another door showed the corpse of great sage England, the dark warrior, exiled here by Vicious. Beside him lay the Forbidden Arts Encyclopedia, potion recipes, magical tools, forbidden spells, and a blood-written warning: beware the Soul Eater. It killed everyone. Talca leveled as much as possible toward the exit. The moment he appeared at the surface, his arm was pierced before he could act. The Soul Eater emerged, summoning slimy minions with faces of the dead. It unleashed a deafening sonic wave. Knowing it loved watching prey suffer, Talca pretended to be terrified and weak. When it relaxed, he landed high-level paralysis. The monster froze in disbelief, then suffocated from its own thrashing. Freed souls appeared, including England, who entrusted Talca with confronting the goddess. Talca accepted, not from duty, but to make her suffer. He took the Soul Eater's forehead gem, placed it in the door, and stepped into sunlight for the first time. In the outside world, Talca's classmates began hunting monsters for experience. Takuto quickly reached level 18 with his S-class power, but not everyone adapted so fast. Some couldn't handle killing. Others, like Isekai, gathered lower ranks like Poppo to form groups, knowing the class would soon split and the weak would become prey without protection. Poppo killed his first creature and collapsed, remembering how gentle Talca once was when he cared for a street cat. Ayaka confronted Vicious. She tearfully claimed it was Alien's mandatory policy, she couldn't interfere. She sent the rest to kill monsters. Anyone who couldn't fight would be eliminated. Ayaka clenched his fists, but agreed to take on missions for the weaker students to save them. Vicious happily accepted. In another part of the forest, a girl fled from 4 holy knights, Sword Saint Magatsu, demon twins Ashura, oppressor Singai, and Fong Zerash. She ran toward the ruins Talca had just left. Talca's level was now nearly 2,000. His paralysis and poison could be used freely or set to non-lethal. He wandered, testing skills, when he saw 4 large slimes bullying a small one. He paralyzed and poisoned the big ones, spoke mockingly to the small slime, and was delighted by its resilience. When freed, the small slime followed him. Seeing it as an outcast like himself, Talca named it Pigyaru and kept it as a companion and lookout. He studied the encyclopedia. It had recipes for slime enhancement chemicals. The 4 holy knights caught up to the girl. She equipped spirit armor for a desperate fight. They met Talca instead. They saw him as weak trash. He pretended fear, then paralyzed and poisoned all 4. Their malice made their deaths deeply satisfying. The girl sensed the knights die, swung her sword in panic, but was paralyzed by Talca. Curious, he talked with her instead of killing. She realized he saved her life and trusted him. He learned this was the southern forest of the kingdom of Ula, not Alien. She couldn't read the ancient book but knew the forbidden witch could. The witch lived in the dangerous golden devil belt at the continent's center. Talca thanked her and prepared to leave. He saw her honesty and kindness reminded him of someone dear, too kind for her own good. He had no love for senseless killing, only for those who crossed his rules. He asked Pigyaru to watch his back in case she attacked after recovering. After days in the forest, Talca reached Mill City. He claimed to be a mercenary conquering ruins. The Marquis welcomed all mercenaries, so he entered easily. He took a long-term inn and used the fake name Hattie. The town was safe, shops were good, food decent. Taverns were perfect for gathering information. He learned about the continent's strongest night orders, Glorious Legion of Mad Beauty Emperor Falconian, White Wolf of Magnar, Annihilation Holy Force of Yonadu, Demon War Knights of Ula, and the unmatched Black Dragon Knights of Bakuos, whose 5 dragon warriors could rival a nation. He planned, find someone to read the Forbidden Book, then make enhancement potion for Pygyara using Bone King powder from Mill's ruins, where the Marquis was recruiting. While registering, a knight mistook Mist for a wanted elf commander and tried to expose her. She denied it and embarrassed him. Talca recognized her as the girl he saved. He hired her to guide his shopping to avoid being overcharged. After sleepless nights, Mist collapsed. Not wanting to burden him, she tried to leave. Talca stopped her. Mill's ruins had bull monsters, weak versions of the wasteland minotaur. They posed no threat, but gave little experience. Talca discovered the earlier knight plotting to ambush Mist for humiliating him. Talca paralyzed and poisoned the group, letting monsters finish them. The sight gave him strange satisfaction. He reached the final floor. The Dragonite Chalice sat on a pedestal guarded by a stone monster. Talca paralyzed and poisoned it instantly. Mist appeared. He handed her the chalice. She insisted on paying a fair price for her dignity, but Talca didn't care. His goal was the hidden boss below. Mist insisted on following to protect him. Talca reluctantly agreed. Her skills were surprisingly good. She explained yellow-eyed monsters gave more experience to otherworlders. They were affected by Evil King essence. They rested. Mist dropped her disguise. She was Sir, former knight commander of the holy nation of Enai. Meanwhile, the Black Dragon Order found their 4 dead knights. Supreme Human Chavito looked forward to fighting Sir's spirit armor. Sir woke relieved Talca hadn't discovered her identity. They faced the Bone King. Sir planned to break its silver chin weak point. Talca simply paralyzed and poisoned it. He collected bone powder. Pygyaru found a magical egg in the corner and took it. That night Talca formally hired Sir as bodyguard to reach the Golden Devil Belt and find the Forbidden Witch. She was heading to the Duchy of Yanit. The route was convenient. Talca revealed he already knew her true identity. Sir trusted him and agreed. He paid with a spirit stone from the wasteland, actually a priceless dragon crystal. Sir warned him to hide it. She told him the forbidden arts were named by Vicious herself, ancient magic she forbade because it was dangerous to her. Sir attended the Marquis' celebration to verify the chalice. Vicious privately pressured Ayaka to join Takuto's group. He refused. She cried pitifully, then dumped all failed students on him to save. Ayaka reluctantly joined Takuto's team. Talca waited for Sir, but she didn't appear. He heard she was chased by holy knights toward the Shadow Forest. Black Dragon Knights surrounded her. She fought back, killed 3, but was exhausted. Vice Captain Gizzen revealed they were ordered to kill, not capture, her, and planned to violate her first. Talca's paralysis saved her. She returned the dragon crystal, worried she'd endanger him. Talca said a trustworthy bodyguard was too valuable to lose. He told her to change clothes to avoid recognition. Looking at her, he saw echoes of someone dear. He proposed the witch could hide them both. They interrogated Gizzen, but a spear killed him. Supreme Human Civet arrived on a white dragon. He revealed King Ultra ordered Sir's death out of jealous obsession. Civet challenged her to a duel for her life and grew interested in fearless Talca. Talca bought time, revealed he was an otherworld warrior sent by Vicious to operate alone, and promised to grow stronger and return to fight Civet. Civet agreed and left. The moment Civet turned, Talca paralyzed all 5 dragon knights. Civet still moved slightly. Talca poisoned them all. Using Pygyaru's fusion, new skills Berserk and Dark, he slaughtered the arriving squads. Civet died last. That night Talca told Sir about Vicious' schemes. She pledged her strength for his revenge. Together they set off to punish the goddess. 3 soldiers checked the ruined wasteland. The crystal hadn't changed color. They assumed it expired. No one ever escaped. They had no idea Talca was now free. Talca picked up the Fly King mask, the mask of a demon king who defended Demon Island heroically. Talca kept it. He felt more suited to being a demon than a hero. At a king's meeting, rulers discussed the death of the supreme human. Vicious claimed the Black Dragon Knights died chasing Sir. She said otherworld warriors would now be crucial. A group called Ascent Curse Mage Society claimed responsibility. Talca and Sir reached Monroy, capital of Ula, home of the Bloody Blood Arena, where slaves and mercenaries fought to the death. In a tavern they heard the curse mages boasting they killed the 5 dragon knights with curses. Some doubted, only the arena's dragon slayer champion or the forbidden witch could do it. Talca approached and learned the champion was Eve, a leopard beastskin blood gladiator, who never lost in 3 years. Tomorrow was her final match to buy freedom. Sir discovered Eve earned enough money 2 years ago. She fought to free a child. Top gladiators often died in their last fight, likely rigged. Talca met Eve in an alley. He warned her the Duke planned to kill her tomorrow. She protected Liz, an enslaved elf child. Eve refused to flee. Duke's men would hunt them forever. Talca promised shelter at the witch's hideout. He paralyzed Eve to prove his power. Sir revealed her identity and swore she saw Civet die. Eve still wanted to win her freedom herself. Talca waited at the bridge. Eve overheard the Duke call her a filthy animal and planned to sell Liz to a brothel later. Furious, she escaped to the meeting place and agreed to guide them to the witch. They rescued Liz from an abusive tavern owner. Talca staged the owner's death as a robbery. They fled through sewers. Eve asked Talca's goal. He only wanted to read the ancient book. She trusted him more. Duke's soldiers and curse mages chased them. Talca ambushed them wearing the Fly King mask. Sir wore a swordsman mask. Moatzi, curse mage leader, boasted his curses killed the dragon knights. Talca paralyzed the entire society. Eve finished the Duke's army. They disposed of bodies to let the curse mages take the blame forever. In a cave, Sir asked if Talca felt something special for Eve and Liz. He said Eve reminded him of his kind aunt, the only reason he wanted to return home. Liz reminded him of his own abused childhood. He told Sir she could leave the revenge path anytime. He'd grant her one request. The group became the Fly King's warrior band. They entered the Golden Devil Belt. Eve's clan crest showed the witch's location. Talca burned with hatred for Vicious, swearing she would taste hell. The belt was dangerous, but full of experience. Talca planned to slaughter everything to close the gap with S-class warriors. His classmates split into groups led by Takuto, Yasu, Ayaka, Asagi. They trained with experts as the Demon Lord's army moved. Talca's group tested spells on monsters, much weaker than wasteland ones. He let Liz act independently to teach her strength, always watching over her. Eve sensed danger, massive monsters she and Liz once fled from. Talca paralyzed them instantly. An egg hatched a horse-like creature that absorbed MP. After 2000 MP it became Slapanir, a huge 8-legged beast with horse face and bull horns. It loved its name. Talca's classmates fought the same monsters. Takuto burned them easily, proud of his kingly power. Thanks to Slapanir they traveled fast. One morning Sir woke, Talca and Pegyaru were gone. Eve and Sir weren't worried, he wouldn't abandon them. Talca hunted human-face species alone. Eve was stunned. Sir knew he made the impossible possible. They reached a cliff. Rain approached. Liz killed a monster instinctively. Its death cry summoned a wave of giants. Eve offered herself as bait. Talca refused. She was essential for negotiations with the witch. He would face the wave alone. He fused with Pegyaru and Slapanir, used Berserk and Dark, and fought through rain and darkness. He leveled up repeatedly by killing human-face species. Eve went to help, met Popo and classmates. Hijiri stopped the attack, sensing Eve wasn't a monster. After a brutal night, Talca defeated the wave but was badly wounded. Eve carried him back. Sir bandaged him. He rested, but thoughts kept him awake. Sir worried he carried too much alone. She wanted to share his burden. They reached the witch's territory full of magic traps. A stone golem activated. Talca paralyzed it without killing. Inside the corrupted ancient tree was a cave. Talca opened a stone door with MP, revealing another dimension with sky and grasslands. The forbidden witch stood above them. She introduced herself as Erica, a dark elf, the one they sought. At the same time, Vicious urgently summoned the Otherworld warriors. The Demon Lord's army was moving. She eagerly awaited their performance.